Hey everybody, well, it's that time of the month. That really sounds wrong. Well, anyway, it is that time of the month when I remind you that my Patreon campaign is a thing that exists and that you can take part in if you are so inclined and you are able. That helps me to continue to bring you these sorts of videos that you have become accustomed to, which I presume you must enjoy if you're a subscriber, and if you're not only a subscriber but you're watching this video, which says it's a Patreon video right in the title. Anyway, the Patreon campaign is a great way for you guys who feel like it and are able to support me and support the channel and enable me to continue making this sort of content. So first of all, as a reminder, the milestones I have yet to reach in my Patreon campaign are, first, at the $1,000 a month level. When I reach that level, I will produce a new series of 5 more Stupid Things videos. Topics that I have previously covered in my series 5 Stupid Things About. I will revisit 5 of those topics and make 5 more Stupid Things videos. And the fun part is, you Patreon patrons get to help me decide which ones I do, because you get to vote on which topics you would most like to see me revisit from past 5 Stupid Things videos. After that, the next milestone I have defined is at the $1,500 a month level. When I reach that level, this is going to be something that people are really going to love, because people have asked me for this from almost the very first one of these videos that I made. When I reach $1,500 a month, that is the point at which I will produce brand new audio-only versions of the An Atheist Reads series. Essentially, high-quality Atheist Reads podcasts. People have asked for these virtually since the first An Atheist Reads video that I put up. And I completely understand the request. I get that a lot of you like to listen to it in the background, or you'd like to listen to it while you're driving or going for a jog or a bike ride or whatever. It's just a lot more portable, and you can multitask while it's on. And I think it's a great idea. When I do it, I want to do it right. I don't just want to rip the audio out of the pre-existing videos. I want to go back over my scripts, re-record it with a high-quality microphone, high-quality audio, and really make it something that is worth your time and worth my effort. And I will do that when I get to the $1,500 a month funding level. Brand new An Atheist Reads audio podcast. I'm going to do all of the books that I have already done, and I will go forward from there doing audio versions of the An Atheist Read series that I do from that point into the future. It's going to be something that I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy and really like. $1,500 a month is when that happens. $2,000 a month, another podcasting thing. After $2,000 a month, I will begin my own podcast, a live weekly audio podcast. I would love it if we could fix it so you guys could call in, we could interact on the air. Maybe I can talk my wife Ashley into co-hosting with me. That would be awesome. I would love to do a live weekly audio podcast. I am told by some good friends of mine who dabble in podcasting that it is incredibly addictive. So I look forward to finding out for myself when I start my own podcast. That's $2,000 a month. And then the final level, $3,000 a month, when I reach that funding level, that's when I really do a big reinvestment into my camera equipment, new lighting, new sound equipment, new backdrops, multiple cameras, better editing equipment. I really just up my production capability for the channel. There's a lot of things I would love to do that I just don't have the capability to do at this point. Videos with a larger scope, videos with maybe more than one human character on camera at a time, things like that. I would love to get into more complicated, complex forms of video production, to do the same sort of content that I do now, but just in a more sophisticated way. And if I get to that $3,000 a month funding level, that will enable me to really do a serious upgrade in my video equipment, my audio equipment, everything. It's going to be a big bump up in the production value of this channel. So those are the milestones. On December 21st, I hosted my 4th live Google Plus Hangout for my Patreon patrons. It was a lot of fun. There were familiar faces and there were new faces. I love when people who have not joined in one of the Hangouts before join us for a few minutes, and it's a really informal atmosphere. You guys who maybe, if you are patrons but you haven't joined in, or you were thinking about becoming a patron and maybe that was something that was kind of an attractive reward for you but you haven't decided yet, it's a completely relaxed, spontaneous atmosphere. We're just kind of hanging around, chilling out, talking about whatever's on our minds for an hour. And it's one of my favorite days of the month now that I've done it 4 times, because some of the regulars who come on, we have people from Germany, we have people from Ireland, we have people from Australia, we have people from different parts of the United States who sit in, and we all hang out, and we all get along, and we all talk about whatever comes up, and it's always a good time. It has been a great time the 4 times I've done it so far, and I hope that you guys who are watching, who are patrons of mine, or who are maybe considering becoming patrons of mine, will try to make it for the next one. I have scheduled the next live Patreon patron hangout on my channel for Sunday, January 25th, and it begins, as they all have begun so far, at noon Eastern time. So noon Eastern time, January 25th, which is a Sunday. That's the next live Patreon patron hangout. And as a reminder, the way it works is it is streamed live publicly on my YouTube channel, so anybody can watch, whether you're a patron or not. But if you are a Patreon patron of mine, check my Patreon activity feed about 15 minutes before noon on the day of the hangout, and you will get a join link, and you can click that link and you can join me in the Google Plus Hangout live on the air, and we can hang out in the hangout and talk about whatever anybody feels like talking about. It is so fun and such a great thing, and I would love for you, some of you guys who have not participated yet, to get a chance to participate. So that's January 25th. Be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, last thing, most important thing in many ways, actually the only concrete reward that I currently have defined for my Patreon campaign is if you pledge an amount of $5 a month or more, I will give you a shout out. I will shout you out by name at the end of these videos, these Patreon, thank you for your patronage videos at the end of the month. And last month, you new guys were very, very generous. I have a nice long list of new patrons who have joined the campaign since the last one of these videos that I did, who have pledged $5 a month or more. And their names are Stuart Brown, thank you Stuart, Jim Hudlow, thank you Jim, Andrew Red, thank you Andrew, Anders Rensky, thank you Anders, Stephen, thank you Stephen, Rocket Wrench, thank you Rocket Wrench, William Acosta, thank you William, Kent Linkletter, thank you Kent, Latanya Gibbs, thank you Latanya, Chris Chetney, thank you Chris, Joseph B. Stokes, thank you Joseph, and John Stevenson, thank you John. Thank you to all of you guys who joined the campaign at $5 a month or more last month, and thank you to all of you who joined last month at no matter what level you joined, $1 a month. I am incredibly grateful for it. It's nothing to sneeze at all. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's more than I could have reasonably expected when I started doing this 6 months ago. So thank you to all of you who have contributed to the Patreon campaign, I cannot tell you how enriching it is and how gratifying it is to me in so many different ways to know that there are so many of you out there who appreciate what I do on YouTube enough to offer a small amount of financial support. It is amazing to me, and I thank you, all of you, every single one of my patrons. I thank you all so much. That's it for this month. I will be back next month to bother you about my Patreon campaign again, so until then, I probably won't mention it all that much. But I hope to see some of you guys in the next hangout on January 25th, and I'll see you guys to talk about this again in about a month. Take care.